Yes, thanks a lot. So I will be speaking about Finnish Romani linguistics and some focus on new trends. And I will start with a short introduction, then I will speak about Romani studies in Finland, especially Romani linguistics in Finland, come to recent projects and future directions. So I don't know because I don't know how much you know about Finnish Romani or Finnish Roma. So the Roma have been documented in Finland since the 16th century. Actually, the first reference is from 1515 and thereafter 1559. So there is about 12 to 10,000 Roma in Finland. There are only estimates because the legislation doesn't allow compiling statistics on ethnic basis. So most of the Finnish Roma, as you can see in the map, live here in southern parts of Finland, around the capital region, and then I would say in southwestern Finland. There's a huge movement, but I will not have time to talk about that now. But the migration of Finnish Roma. So Finnish Roma in itself belongs to northwestern dialects of Romani according to a concept of classification grid used in Romani linguistics. It's related, for instance, to German Sinti. And there's also, I'm going to skip the geographical diffusion model here because there's no time. Its legal status is actually guaranteed by Finnish legislation, the Finnish constitution and other legislation, Daycare Act, school laws, the law of the Institute for Languages of Finland, and actually also the law on the National Broadcasting Company. And Finland has also ratified the European Charter for Regional or Minority Languages as a part 2 language, actually. Nevertheless, it's seriously endangered. There has been it's undergoing a rapid language change, and there's a lot of variation. Here you can see that excellent command of Romani is fairly rare. Around 7% of the Roma maybe. Good command is also fairly rare. So after this introduction, I will move to speak about Finnish Romani linguistics. Well, Romani linguistics Finland have a long history, actually, since starting from 1780. There is plenty of written sources from the actually already before the Second World War. We know about maybe some 16 sources from that period of time, so we can follow the development of Finnish Romani quite well. So the first academic theses were written in the 1960s. There was a growing interest on Romani during the 1960s and 1970s. From that period, we have the first tape recordings of Finnish Romani. That's a time when actually, generally speaking, in society, the interest for the Roma started to grow. And the thinking about Roma was changing in the society. Then we have another quite long era, actually, at the Research Institute for the Languages of Finland, concentrating mainly on lexicography and first corpora, and then also the first textbooks, which Sofia mentioned about, were produced at that time. I can say then, since the late 1990s, there was a kind of more theoretically oriented linguistic work started. And this is a quite complicated slide presenting the Finnish Romani linguistics in the 21st century, actually. And well, we can start actually the main areas: Romani grammar and dialectology, discourse and variational pragmatics, anthropological linguistics, social linguistics. Well, here's a kind of line of division which is important here. The Romani language and culture program was officially launched in 2012 at the University of Helsinki as a BA program. In fact, the teaching had been already started in 2009, but this is the official date when it was launched. They were already before that. They was research. They were early MA thesis. There was so there were plenty of articles and books. In fact, already before that. But at university, we started actually our first larger scale project for the Finnish Romani in the Baltic Sea area project, and then a language and identity and authenticity project, and other projects too. Then there we have been producing actually a lot of publications are still on their way. We have had two PhD theses have been completed within our team. Ilkka Salo in 2021 on online discussions on Roma, and Lydia Griefenberg in 2019 on interaction between Finnish and migrant Roma, basically. And Anka Enakebis will finish her PhD thesis on Romanian migrant Roma women in Finland, probably next year. We have an Estonian Romani project just finished. There will be one more PhD thesis will be finished within that project, but there's a new area which I'm going to speak about today. It's computational linguistics. Okay, so I'm going to start saying a word about the Estonian project first before I go to the current project. It was called Interaction in Romani in Everyday Speech Situation, Case Studies in Estonia. It was a 4-year project that just ended this August. It was the first large-scale endeavor in Romani linguists to study intergroup and intergroup interaction of speakers of Romani dialects in Estonia. And actually, it was also the first larger linguistic project to focus on Romani dialects in Estonia. Well, we were interested in international dialectology, variational linguistics, and grammatical approaches. Well, we used the communication accommodation theory to study patterns of accommodation developed by Roma to facilitate intergroup interaction. It was a kind of corpus-based analysis. We studied bilingual, multilingual choices, translanguaging, and code-switching phenomena. And we took a very kind of variational approach. Then we had the Erasmus Strategic Partnerships Project, Roma Studies at Universities in Europe. That was a kind of cooperation between 4 universities, Södertörn University and Charles University and the University of Helsinki, a Central European University. That ended a couple of years ago. Here are some of the team members in the picture. And if you think about the future again, here actually an important background for this is a program for the revival of Finnish Romani language and proposal for measures 2023 to 2030 that was launched by our Ministry of our National Board of Education last year. It has a large number of 11 proposals for measures to revive the Finnish Romani language. Here we are interested in 2 of them. The measure 11 is linguistic support for Romani language revival, and that comprises language technology. And measure 3 is developing Romani language materials. That also relates to the new ideas, new directions. So I start with language technologies. ROM12 is an automatic morphological analyzer of Romani. It's a computational tool which takes basically Romani text as an input and outputs the forms, which forms are there in texts. If there is, for instance, a form rakles, it knows to tell that rakles is an oblique singular of the noun raklo, for instance. And that the original ROM12 was actually developed by me more than 10 years ago. That has a kind of solid computational model of Finnish Romani grammar. There's a word grammar, fairly good lexicon, It has 1,721 entries. That actually that's a lot for Finnish Romani because it comprised most of the Finnish Romani lexicon, which was documented by that time when the first Romani was created. So now at this point, I am working on a second version of Romfol because the original Romfol is not anymore compatible with the current operating systems and actually current software for linguistic analysis. And the lexicon is still the lexicon could be enhanced. Well, that makes you actually make use of the current Helsinki finite state transducer. That's a computer programming library and set of utilities for natural language processing, finite state automata and finite state transducers. And the RomTool 2 will be open source software that will make publicly available online. The original RomTool isn't actually available anywhere anymore. It doesn't even work on current computers. And the work is endorsed by the Finnish language management company Linksoft. Linksoft provides support with expertise and advice, but actually it has received some funding from the Finnish Cultural Association, and that's a cooperation with the Finnish Roma Association and the Romani community too, as well, partly based on crowdsourcing. And in addition, what is starting now, in fact, is a disambiguation tool called Rómskych. Well, disambiguation means that every word that has more than one interpretation in the analysis that for instance, a morphological analyzer can produce, it finds the correct interpretation in the context. So, for instance, RomTool, the morphological analyzer can reach about 90% accuracy in its analysis, but the disambiguator can increase that to 99%. So that's something that will be implemented starting 2024 using the Visual CG 3 formalism. It was developed by Tino Diriksen and Erkan Bik. Well, that's an open software under the GPL license. But the CG means constraint grammar. That was a kind of that was started by Professor Fred Carlson. That I have dropped some text. It's a methodological paradigm for natural language parsing that dates back to the 1990s and Fred Carlson's work. And in addition, well, we have a kind of pile of other crowdsourcing-based projects. Online, I'm working with the Finnish Roma Association on an online dictionary of Finnish Roma. The work has been started, but it's not really yet ongoing. That will be a modern and historical lexicon online. It will be the largest lexical list of Finnish Romani. It will comprise all the existing lexicons and much more new items collected through crowdsourcing and also by going through existing texts. That will be implemented in the media wiki on CSCs. That's a kind of state-owned computing company which supports storage and analysis of linguistic data, scientific data in general. They have a platform for corpora and dictionaries. In addition, we are planning a kind of project called Niha Rappirakkiva, that means donate speech. That's something that we are planning to start implementing next year. That will be basically crowdsourced data collection of Finnish Romani. We will audio record free speech in Finnish Romani for as many as possible. speakers. It will be similar to actually a Finnish project, Lahjoita puhetta, on Donate Speech, that has been highly successful in recording spoken Finnish language. So we will create a website for this, where the Roma can donate their speech. And then also there are plans for 2 university level textbooks for Amenina V2, 1 and 2, for levels A2, 1 and B2, C1. The background is that we have currently we have 2 textbooks for university level from 2011 and 2012, which were written by me, but they start to be old and have had some. Actually, they have some problems. They are considered too demanding, too difficult for many especially Roma students, many of the students. So another goal here is to develop didactics and learning processes of Finnish Romani, and support communicative teachings. We will make use of CFR, the curriculum framework for Romani, and of course this will be an open educational resource. Okay, I will conclude now. I was quite quick. Well, Romani linguistics in Finland have a long history since 1780, and then it was quite institutionalized since the 1980s at the Research Institute for the Languages of Finland, and officially at the university since 2012. Well, there are the key areas have been Romani grammar and dialectology, discourse and variational pragmatics, anthropological linguistics, and social linguistics. But nowadays, computational linguistics is a kind of emerging new key area, and we have in fact number of current and planned projects, which the ROMFOL2, the morphological analyzer, that's ongoing. In fact, we will kind of finish that quite soon. The online dictionary of Finnish Romani, disambiguation tool, then the Donate Speak, Harakkiba Donate Speak project, and the university level textbooks. So I guess I will thank you here. Thank you a lot. Palikerautumenge, Jakujen Pekinje.